So, a huge congratulations are in order. Your child has their Subclass 445 visa, and that is a massive step forward. But, and this is really important, what you do right now is absolutely critical for locking in your family's future here in Australia. Okay, let's just cut straight to it. Now that you have that visa grant, there's one thing that is way more urgent and important than anything else. So, what is it? What is the single most important thing you absolutely have to do, like right now?
And here it is. This is the big one. You have to, immediately, apply to add your child to your own permanent partner visa application. Look, this is so much more than just paperwork. It's the one action that keeps your child's status lawful in Australia while you're waiting for that final decision on your own visa.
So, you're probably thinking, okay, how do I actually do that? Let's break it down. Think of this next part as your personal action plan for what is, without a doubt, the most critical next step you're going to take. The key to this whole thing is a single document, Form 1002. That's its name. It's the official application built for this exact situation. It's basically you formally telling the Department of Home Affairs, hey, let's link my child's future directly to my permanent visa. Now, the good news is this whole process is pretty straightforward. It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, you fill out that Form 1002. Second, you upload it to your own partner visa application through your Emmy account. And third, you just give the department a heads up using their partner processing inquiry form. That's it. But, and I really can't say this enough, the timing is everything. You absolutely must get this form submitted before a final decision is made on your permanent visa. If you miss that window, it can cause huge headaches. Getting it in on time is what keeps this whole thing moving smoothly and keeps your child's status secure. Okay, now here's a super important detail you have to get right: where your child physically is when you lodge that form. If you're going for a Subclass 100 visa, no worries. Your child can be in or out of Australia. But, and this is a big one, if you're applying for the Subclass 801 visa, your child must be in Australia. So many people get tripped up on this, so it's really crucial you get it right. All right, deep breath. You've handled the urgent stuff. You've submitted the form. So now what? What does life actually look like while you're in this waiting period? Let's talk about the rights and the rules that come along with having the 445 visa. The first thing to get your head around is that the Subclass 445 is a temporary visa. It's not the final destination. Think of it as a bridge that lets your child stay here with you, legally, while the department is working on your permanent partner visa. The visa's life is tied directly to your application's timeline. But just because it's temporary doesn't mean it's not powerful. Your child can travel in and out of Australia as much as they need to. Depending on their age, they might even be able to work and study. And if they do work, they are fully protected by Australian workplace laws, same as any other resident. So how do you keep track of all this? Your best friend is VEVO. That's the Visa Entitlement Verification Online system. You can just log in whenever you want and see all the details of your child's visa. All the conditions, when it's valid until, the whole lot. You should definitely make a habit of checking it every now and then. Of course, with all these rights come a few responsibilities. Getting the visa isn't the end of the road. Let's quickly go over what you need to do to make sure you're staying compliant with all the conditions. You know, the main rule is actually super simple, but it's also incredibly important. You must tell the department if things change. Keeping your child's information, and your own, up to date isn't just a good idea, it's a condition of holding the visa. So what kind of changes are we talking about? Well, the government is pretty clear on this. The big ones you need to report are things like if your child gets a new passport, if you have another baby, or if there's any legal change of name. They might feel like small life updates to you, but to the department, they're legally required notifications. Okay, so we've covered the urgent stuff, what you can do day to day, and what you need to do to stay on track. Let's pull it all together and look at the final step, what all of this is for, which is securing your family's future together in Australia. Look, here's the bottom line. Everything we've just talked about, filling out that Form 1002, hitting the deadlines, keeping your details updated, it all leads to one fantastic outcome. When you follow these steps correctly, you are creating the direct pathway for your child to be granted the exact same permanent visa that you're waiting for. And that really is the perfect way to think about it. I want to leave you with this idea. The 445 visa is the bridge. Crossing it correctly ensures your family arrives at permanent residency together. Every form you fill out, every deadline you meet, it's another solid plank in that bridge. You've got this.